there. I hope we get some people on here so I can help them. Let's see what happens. Oh, great. I'm back on my Facebook page. Still not so used to this. So I'm going to wait for a few people to come on. I was just preparing for tonight. I'm Shoshana Rychek, but what does that matter? What really matters right now is that I'm going to show you how to have a healthy body without dieting. Dieting is such a drag, right? It's just such a drag when you're thinking about the rules of things instead of just focusing on how you're feeling and what you know is best for you. So we're going to talk about that. I'll review some of the things I've done. This is my 4th live, and it looks like we have one viewer on right now. So that's great. I guess the only thing I'm going to be able to see is if there are comments. So I'm going to just hang out there for a minute and just see. It's barely 8 o'clock. I guess it's 8:02. So over the last 3 weeks, what we did is I started with just meal prep and how to prepare yourself for having a good week with food. And we were in my kitchen. It was super fun. And that is somewhere on this Facebook page. And if you want to know about it, just send me a message. I'll find it and I'll tag you in it. But we had a great time with that in my kitchen. We were just talking about meal prep and healthy ideas and healthy snacks and that kind of thing. And then the next week we went into habits and how when we take action on cravings, it's the reward. And when we learn how to take action on things that are better for us, that we know are better for us, we're rewarded for doing what's better for us. And that feels good too. And it makes us want to do it more. And the best way I can explain that quickly is exercise, taking a walk, whatever you do for exercise. When you do it, it might not feel great right when you're there. Hey, Dorothy, thanks for showing up. It may not feel great right when you're there, but then afterward, you're just so proud of yourself and you felt so good that that reward makes you want to do it again. So we talked about that on the second time we met. And on the third time we met, we talked about triggers. The jelly bean trigger I shared with you that I stayed away from until this past weekend. I, on purpose, allowed myself some jelly beans. I put it off for a week and I said, okay, I had to be in a conference on the Zoom all week and I decided to stay with it. So we talked about triggers and identifying them. Hey, Deb, so glad you could be here. So this week, what we're going to talk about is we're talking about the subconscious part of what's going on with us. Because if you can get in touch with that and eliminate some of the things that drive you to take certain behaviors from a subconscious level, while you may be thinking about what's going to be healthier for you or not, it's not going to be dieting. It's not going to feel like you're following rules. It's more following your true, what you really want for yourself. So when we get into this, a couple of things I want you to think about, first of all, and if it's not with a healthy body weight for you, if it's something else in your life, that's okay. You can apply this. I've used the same strategy for different parts of my life. And so what I want you to do first of all is think about what is it that you really want to change. So for the healthy body weight, it's our body weight. We want to change our body weight. And what I want you to do for a moment is imagine, maybe close your eyes, and imagine as if you were already there. What does that feel like? And what does it look like? And feel that. And how good does it feel to be where you want to be? And again, we're going to focus on the healthy body weight. And I'm Shoshana Rychek, your healthy lifestyle advocate. I didn't introduce myself since you've been on. So what does it feel like when you are in that place where you really want to be? Why do you want to be there? What does it even matter? So get into that thought for a moment, because I'm going to have you rewrite your story a little bit. And oh, good, Deb, back in a two-piece bathing suit with no gut. All right. I know you can do it. You've always had such a great figure. I've known you for so long, so I know you can do this. Um, so imagine as if you're already there. You know, I'm going to use Debbie for an example because she's participating. Thanks, Deb. Um, and imagine as if you're there. You're in your two-piece bathing suit. You're on the beach. You're feeling really good. You're not worried about, feeling overweight or heavier than you want to feel, for whatever that is for you. And that's why I like to use the word healthy body weight. This isn't about being skinny or slim or this or that, or it's what's good for you. Everybody's healthy body weight is different. I'm pretty much at my healthy body weight. I don't look exactly the way I looked 10 years ago when I first lost my weight, but I'm there. I'm still in that same ballpark. I've been working out more, so I've put on a couple pounds of muscle. I don't know what to do about that. But think about where you're at. See yourself the way you want to be. Oh, hey, Robbie, so glad you're here. You could catch the rest of it on replay, I suppose. And then I want you to meet your future self. So we're using Debbie as an example here. Deb, I want you to just close your eyes for a minute. You're in the privacy of your own home. And I want you to see yourself in your two-piece bathing suit. And I just want you to look at that and smile. It's like, oh my God, I did it. Like, get excited. Raise your arms. Like, feel your fists. Do something. Feel it. How good is that you see yourself that way? So I want you to be there. Muscle weighs more than fat. Yeah, I know, Dorothy. Thank you. I have to keep remembering that. So now that you're there and you feel this, you're where you want to be. You can see it. You know what it feels like, even if you've never been there before. Now, for Deb, I know she has been there before. Some of us, maybe we haven't been there before, but you know where you want to go. So just imagine that and rewrite your story and think about, what is preventing me from being there? Now we're going to get into the subconscious work, okay? Now we're going to go a little bit deeper. And I'm going to use you, Deb, if you don't mind. And so typically there's some sort of an emotion, or there's some sort of a feeling that you have inside, or a behavior, but usually it's somewhere in the gut, the heart area, that's preventing you from reaching where you want to go. It could be anxiety. It could be, just think about the emotion. It could be a loneliness thing. It could be, let me just think. There are so many emotions that affect why we sabotage our goals and our dreams. So I want you to think about, what is that emotion for you? So I can tell you, for me, it's not so much an emotion as it is that, okay, Dorothy says stress. Okay, so Dorothy, does stress make you eat more? And what stresses you? That's what I'd like to know. But for me, it's when I'm tired. When I'm tired, I definitely do things differently than when I feel rested. I'm much more capable of taking care of myself. Children's stress, says Deb. Dorothy said, no, just stress. So, okay, children's stress. All right, so let's go deeper, Deb. Children's stress, does that create worry? Does it, when children stress, is it worry? Is it sadness? So help me find, what is that emotion that comes underneath the stress? Because there's something under there. There's something under that stress that's a feeling that's causing you to do something differently. Worry and sadness, exactly. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. So, let's pick one of those. This gets a little bit deeper now. Let's pick sadness. Now, First of all, I want you to know that every emotion serves you in one way or another. It's definitely serving you. So it might not be serving you the way you want it to right now, but there's no real negative emotion because that may be protecting you from something else. And I know that's hard to understand, but we'll leave that part at that. That's not part of this class. But the part of this class is I want you to find, where does that sadness hit you? For me, it's always like right above my gut, right in my stomach, right above my stomach, which is really interesting because the vagus nerve connects your gut to your brain, and all of these emotions and all of this activity is going back and forth. So very common. Deb, can you identify where that's hitting you when you really think about it? Wherever that is, what I want you to do, and I'll use my location because I don't hear from you right now, but for me, it's in my gut. I want you to figure out, where is it in you and your heart. Okay, thank you, Deb. So for you, it's your heart, and that's really common too. It's right attaching to this vagus nerve. It's this whole section. So I want you to just close your eyes, and if it's somebody else watching right now, just close your eyes. Find that emotion and definitely feel where it is. Feel that feeling. And just close your eyes. Bear with me here. And I want you to ask that emotion of sadness. Say, why are you here? What are you doing for me? And I don't want you to answer this because I really want you to have your eyes closed. It might be the sadness is there to show you how much you love your children. It might be the sadness is there to keep you connected to what really matters to you. That sadness has a purpose, but right now it's just not serving you very well, and it's painful. So what we're going to do, Deb, we're going to move the sadness away and we're going to replace it. Because and if the sadness is what's driving you, and I'm assuming that the sadness, because we talked about stress, causes eating in your life, and so if stress is causing eating, and that stress is coming from worry and sadness about, concern about children, then we need to go to the most, raw part of this, which is that sadness. And we're going to move the sadness, and we want to give you an empowering feeling so that it's not going to affect your eating, and you're going to be more empowered to take better care of yourself. And this is the part that, and when we do a private session, it's a little bit different. Doing a live like this is, not quite as personable, but I think you get it. So we're going to take an empowering feeling, and that empowering feeling is going to be assurance, Deb. I want you to feel assured that the sadness and the worry are going to be taken care of. The reasons why you feel that are going to be taken care of. That you don't need to be sad and you don't need to be worried to the point where it's causing you to take on some habits that are hurting you, that are, and in this case, you're eating, okay? Food choices, choosing the wrong foods, or just because it takes up so much space in your heart, it's less space available for you when it's time to make a choice on food, that you might be choosing something that's not as good for you. So we're going to use assurance. That's the best word I can think of right now. If we were one-on-one, it might be a little bit different because I could have a conversation with you a little bit easier. But I want to make this program available to people, that this is out here to help you move out the feelings that aren't serving you so well and move in something empowering. So now what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation. And we're going to talk to the sadness, and you're going to do this in your own and just say, I know you're trying to protect me and help me see that I have such a strong love and I would do anything for my children. However, it's not serving me very well. And if it's all right with you, I'm going to move you out. And literally, I want you to feel this, Deb, going through, I would say your chakras, if that makes sense to you. Otherwise, just go up through the nerves into your throat, through your mind, up to the top of your head, and just move that feeling out. The feeling is now floating over your head. And I want you to take reassurance and bring the reassurance in through the bottoms of your feet. Hopefully your feet are touching the ground. Maybe you're sitting up reclining, that's okay. Just feel that spot in the middle of the bottom of your foot, in the arch. Feel that feeling going up through your feet. Reassurance is coming up. And it's moving up through your legs. It's coming up through your thighs, into your hips, into your lower belly, coming up through your stomach area to your heart. Reassurance. This reassurance is here to protect you as well. It's here to help you feel confident that things will work out the way they're supposed to work out. And when choices come up for, I know you love to eat salads. So when the choice comes up for you to have a salad or to have the grilled chicken or to have something other than, say, maybe chips and dip, and hey, we're all going to have something once in a while. I'm not saying forever, but I'm saying most of the time, the choices, the pickings, the grocery shopping, all these things where we're always making choices, that reassurance is giving you strength so that when you're faced with a choice, you're not so stressed that you can't relax within yourself and make the choice that's better for yourself. It's not about dieting. It goes back to the session that we had about triggers and the fact that you and your body know what's best for you. You know what's best for you because you know how you feel, and we've talked about this particular group, thank you, of how we feel when we go off the tracks without planning to. Sometimes we're going to plan to go off the track, but sometimes we're not. So bring that reassurance in. Let it sit in your heart. It's like any habit. It's very difficult to change a habit when you're not replacing it with something else. The same thing with emotions. That's why I want to take an empowering emotion of reassurance, and I want to place that where you had that worry and sadness so that you feel empowered, and it gives you strength, and it takes away some of the stress so you can make better choices. And now that it's sitting there, I want you to say to your stress, the sadness and the worry, and say, I promise you, if this isn't working for me, and if I need you back to protect me again, then you're welcome to come back. But for now, I want to feel reassurance because I want to take better care of myself. And I just want you to stay up there. You can be up there. It's all good. Now, I know this sounds really esoteric. I promise you it works. So if you really are with me in this session and you are paying attention and you're working on this and you're imagining this and you're feeling it, then it is going to work for you because you are working at a subconscious level, at a very relaxed state, and you're putting the reassurance in. And now I'm going to give you one more thing to do to help you keep reassurance where you put it. And I don't care what the hand gesture is, if you squeeze your fists, if you squeeze two fingers, if you hold on to your wrist, think of something. Some people just do this with their fingers. Some people clasp their hands. I want you to think of something with your hands that you do that you can create some pressure. And every day for the next, I don't know, 7 to 21 days, probably 21 is usually good to create a new habit. I just want you to squeeze your hand and think about reassurance. And any time that you, because your body already knows when it's weakening, or when you're saying, okay, well, geez, I kind of want just my salad with my grilled chicken, and I don't really want this other thing, but it looks so good, maybe I'll just have it. I want you to do this, whatever that is for you. Squeeze your hands, something with your hands, and reassurance. I want you to say reassurance, reassurance, because now you're pausing. Now you're really allowing that empowering part of yourself to help you make better choices. So you're not punishing yourself. It's nothing like that, because as you know, we don't feel so good when we make choices that aren't so good for ourselves. So you're actually helping yourself. You're doing good for yourself. And it's just this old habit, this old craving, or this stressful situation that drives you to doing things that you don't really want to be doing. So that's what we're recovering on a subconscious level. And it's not just the word diet, because then you feel like you're being punished or you have to do something that you don't want to do. This isn't about that, because most of us know what we really want to be doing and how we want to be feeling. And unfortunately, to have a healthy body weight, eating a lot of junk food and drinking Coca-Cola it's just not going to cut it. So that we do have to make choices. But it's not because of a diet. It's because we want to feel better, and we want to reward ourselves and feel rewarded for making healthier choices. So that's the program for today. Mark a comment, leave me a comment. Let me know, did this help you at all? Did this hit home? Were you able to focus on what I was talking about? Drop me a 5 in the comments if you could focus on it. I think we have a lag here. So I don't want to touch my screen. But so I'm looking for, drop me a 5 if this made sense to you, if you could focus on what I'm sharing. Let's see, Dorothy said it was awesome. Robbie gave me a 5. Thanks, Robbie. Yeah, this is the kind of work that I do. I have about 24 techniques. This was one of them. And this was just one of 24, because as I meet people and understand what they're trying to change, and of course I do focus, Debbie says she can focus on it. She's a 5. Awesome, Deb. Yeah, when I like to focus on the healthy body weight because I'm so into that stuff. But this works. Oh, Heather, you're there. You got a 5. Yay! Heather's a new friend of mine, and I really wanted her to come. That's awesome, Heather. So glad. So what you're going to find is, if you take this exercise and you use this on anything that you have this emotion, and find where it is, go through, you can listen to this again and change that emotion for an empowering one. You can change so much in your life. There were years when I just had a lot I was working through, and I just kept going to this exercise as well as some others. The first one we did about rewriting your story and actually seeing yourself having accomplished where you want to be, that is so powerful. And you could use that same hand gesture, that creating the pressure that we did on this other exercise, and just say, remind me to remember, what do I look like when I achieve that goal? Like, what does that look like? We can see it. We know what we want. Do that exercise. Remind yourself. And then all of a sudden, whatever this diet stuff is, it's not about that. It's about what you really want for yourself. And you're making choices to have what you really want for yourself. If it's that important, you'll do it. So I'm excited that this was good for you all. It's not a very long session. I don't need to be very long. And of course, you guys know I am available to help on these levels with my programs. Healthy body weight is certainly something I'm ultra passionate about because I've been able to maintain this body weight for 10 years. It was 10 years ago that I dropped 14 pounds, and I have maintained it for the last 10 years, and that just speaks volumes. And I used, well, some of the things that I've taught previously on the habits, I used to quit smoking. So it really does work. You just have to want it, and you have to be able to look deep inside. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. If you want to post them in the comments, I can hang out for a few more minutes. Let me know. But I'm really glad this was good and you liked it. We'll have to think of something for next week. Maybe I'll go back to the kitchen again. We had so much fun when we were in the kitchen. I'll think of another kitchen program to do. Deb, I'm going to help you with that, I told you. You just need to set up some time and give me a buzz, because I'm going to work with you directly on this. So you know I'm going to do that with you. And any other questions or anything? I'm waiting to see if there are any more comments. Otherwise, we'll close it out. We'll end the live, and I'm grateful that you were here. I'm Shoshana Rychek. Oh, Suzanne showed up. Hi, Suze. Anyway, I'm Shoshana Rychek, your healthy lifestyle advocate. And today we focused on how to have a healthy body weight without dieting, because that's a pain in the neck to think about. But when you think about your choices, and Deb, I know, and by walking every night, that is, you're going to get that positive, you're going to get that, your positive hormones are going to run. I can't even think of it right now because I'm on another roll. But that's going to make you feel good. Every time you walk, Deb, you're going to feel better. So, but do call me, Deb, because I do want to help you personally. So Deb, Suzanne, Dorothy, Robbie, Heather, thank you so much for being a part of this tonight. Lots of love. And we'll see you next week. I think 8 o'clock works better. Hey, drop me a 1 in the bottom box if 8 o'clock is better than 7 for you, if that worked better. Endorphins. Thank you, Dorothy. Yes. God, I'm so on another wavelength and I'm not thinking. Debbie's doing it. Oh, she's not doing it. Well, that's because you didn't call me, Deb. You need a coach. You need a coach, girl. Sometimes we need a coach. So call me up. Yeah, you can tell yourself that story or we can rewrite it, Deb. You don't have to be lazy, girl. So it's your choice, right? We have choices. Deb says 8 is good. Robbie says 8 is good. Awesome. And Dorothy was able to get on today, so that was good. I'll keep doing 8 on Mondays. I like Mondays because it's the beginning of the week. So I really like showing up on a Monday for people. And we'll see you next week. I think I'll go back in the kitchen next week and think of something fun to do. But have a great week. And Deb, I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Good night.